Hello, everyone. Let's see. It's coming up. Let's see. Telling you hi. Yep. I can hear myself coming back in. So,
Yeah, that was me.
oh, okay. Sorry.
I muted it. It's the browser.
All right. I want to put that one in that shows us for about 20 seconds. So, Mona, you said Mona's in here.
Yeah. Hi,
Let me
Mona.
see. Yeah, I see her. Hi, Mona. I don't know which screen to look at. I got three of them.
Just look at the chat. Don't worry about the screen.
Yeah, I know. So I hope you're doing good. We're tired.
Hi,
Katie's
Christina.
tired. I'm tired. I haven't
Yeah, we're
seen
all
anybody.
tired. I
Yep.
think I'm on the verge of a burnout.
Oh, my iPad just is it's doing its little like I think it's nodding to me, but
Hi,
that's
Linda.
okay.
Welcome, welcome. So far.
Huh?
Hello,
Oh,
Geraldine.
Christina.
Welcome, welcome. They're
Christina,
coming in.
hi. I got to see
They're coming
Christina.
in.
Yep. Good.
My screen looked dark because I don't have the ring light on to you.
No. No.
Okay, because I'm not
It's
turning it on tonight. My eyes are bothering me, so no ring light tonight.
it's probably better for you.
That ring light, that ring light, I have to go behind it to turn it on because if I turn it on in front of me, it flashes my eyes, and then I have an oral migraine right behind it.
That's not good.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I'm like, so when did lights start triggering that kind of migraine? I've never heard of it. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome.
Chris, I wanted to say I saw Christina at QuiltCon. It was nice to
She
see
said she
her.
met you. She says,
Yes,
nice to meet you, Cheri, at QuiltCon.
it
Did you go?
was.
But how many days did you go?
I went 3. Today was the last day. I didn't because I was going to do this, and I was just tired. I don't know how Zaza is doing it because about the third day when you travel overseas, that's when the jet lag hits you.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't
that's
mean.
why when I went to QuiltCon in 2024, I got there on a Monday because I knew I was going to have jet lag. And so by the time by the time registration happened on Thursday, or they had pre-registration either Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm
you could
thinking
do
it was
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
And so any jet lag I had already pretty much, I had gotten onto the time zone and I was okay. Mona says she quit using ring lights because it gave her a headache.
I think it could.
It definitely gives me oral migraines, and then the oral migraines last about 45 minutes, so I can't see nothing. I have to wait it out until it goes away.
Cindy's in here too.
Hi, Happy. She won a gift card last night. So I had them I was playing a little game last night. I'm working on my, I know, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just.
I've been working on my Katie's Creative Chaos. I've been making a bunch of 4-patch, and so I'm like, let's do this. Let's see who gets closest to guessing how many, because I was chainsawing last night. So I had this big bundle, of what I've been chainsawing. So they guess what number it was, how many I had run through the sewing machine. She came closest last night.
Wow, that was good.
So it was fun doing that with them.
Okay, so I could do it. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do something. We got to do something different at times because it keeps us going.
Yeah.
Gets us going and all that. And
right now I could pay, it forward a little bit because my husband has had a good haul this week on shrimps.
That's nice because a lot of times it's just one big haul, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this time
so I don't have what we call when we only have like one haul. I don't have any mad money where I can just like pay it forward by doing a gift card or whatever. Hey, Amanda, welcome. And I know I don't have to give gift cards, but it's fun to make somebody smile.
It is. Well, let's see. It is Sunday. Don't ask us the date because neither one of us probably remember. Wait, my iPad says it's February 22nd. And So we're going to be doing our sewing along today, and then we'll move. I'll move right along because I know that Katie's thinking about
Yeah, I might cancel it.
at 7:30, huh?
No, it's at 8:39. No, it's 7:30 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might change my mind and say, "Hey, we're going to take the night off."
yeah, just to get a break. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
because I really haven't slowed down, as you well know. So,
No, no, it hasn't. Oh, I want to share with everybody. I got my bracelet done.
yay! That looks awesome.
That was fun.
Where did you make that
I at home.
at? Oh, okay.
And this was a little bit of a doily that I had gotten from Mona. I had put on my jacket for QuiltCon, and I cut a little piece for that, put a button in it, button closure. It was fun. It was fun to do. Put a little heart in there.
That's super
Keeps
cute,
them going.
Cheri.
Thank you, thank you. Um, I had played with, just to let anybody know that wants to do it. If you don't, it's fine. Just know that your blocks some blocks you have to be really careful. I think that you need to do your stitches at, if you have good, a finer thread, it will be good because it doesn't, when you press over, it doesn't, I want to say take as much room up or whatever. But what I did on this, and if you can see, I just took a brown piece. The bigger stitch is the 1/4 inch, and I have a computerized machine, so I could move it over 2 stitches, and that's what would be the scant. But some have mechanical machines. You don't have the luxury of being able to do that. But we figure it out ourselves. We we almost can guess what a 1/4 inch seam looks like now. So if we have to go a thread smaller, we can pretty well figure that out too. I met some people that I want to say call her Laura Lee, but it might not. I can see it in my head, but she's newer to quilting, and so she might be joining us. And that, so that'd be nice. Hi, Melissa. Nice to see you in here. And Andy, nice to see you.
Hi, Andy.
You have such a
Hello,
soft,
Melissa.
nice voice, Andy. I love listening to you.
She is so talented.
I know. She is.
She's truly amazing.
Well, let's see. Should we get started?
Sure, let's get on with it.
Let's get going. We are still working on the tonight we're doing block 13 is the shoe fly. And the shoe fly is using the 4 at a time. What did I do with my 4 at a time? Oh, I decided to do it. Oops, sorry. You know me, I'm going to hit this all night long. This was my little mock-up I had done for the 4 at a time. What you do, we're going to sew on both sides of this red line. Is the side that no. I'm sorry, boy. You didn't start. That's good. 4 at a time. You sew a 1/4 inch around the whole perimeter of the block. You can see my dash lines. That's your sewing lines. The red represents our cutting lines. So I'm going to put this. I don't want to put it where you can see it yet, but I'll put it back up there. This is we're starting here, and we were to cut a piece of white fabric, and we were supposed to then cut the same size square out of fabric. B6. Yeah, B6. Bingo. So anyhow, you're supposed to have both of them the same size because, and that is represents these two. This is what's going to give us our 4 triangles. I think if you remember, if you need to refresh yourself, go back to page 32 and take a quick peek at the picture and it'll come right back. But I will lay this back up here so you can see it also.
Hi, Georgia.
Right sides together or pretty sides together. And if you want to put a pin in, you can. We're doing a 1/4 inch seam and I use 2.5 stitch length, which some like it at two. So what I'm doing is that I know I need to sew a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna highlight this. Let's see if I can do it from this side. Oh, yep. It's making me go out. I'll do it this way. I'm trying to get fancy, everybody. Okay, but at least I just wanted to show you here. Okay, so I drew my lines, and this is water soluble marker. You can do a pencil. It would be on the wrong side of your fabric. And I know that the edge of my foot is 1/4 inch. But I also have this tape that I like to use that shows the center and the 1/4 inch on both sides. So let's get started. I'm going to sew the 1/4 inch on the, let's see, I'm going to make sure I have it right. Okay.
Hi, Joe. Welcome. Joe from Vintage Style is here also.
Oh, hi, Joe. Now remember, I said, I like to just turn my fabric. I feel like I haven't 3 days of not talking to anybody is tough.
Yep. How you doing, Jaja?
Hi, Jaja.
I need to catch up on some sewing. I think. See, Nikolai still has another week and a little over a week left to work, and I think there's going to be a couple days this week where I'm going to take the night off from Alive, like Monday probably. I'm thinking Monday. Thinking about doing Monday as one of those days off, so that I can just watch someone else's live.
You need a break.
Watch someone else's live and just sew.
Yeah.
Because I need to catch up on my Alice. I'm a little slightly behind on my Alice's Wonderland stuff, and I'm trying to get Katie's Creative Chaos thing done, and I'm making progress with that actually.
I sewed on both sides of the X on this. Let me get it up a little closer. Okay, so now on the X, on the part that's blue for me, I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to cut diagonal, corner to corner. I bet you it's all coming back to you.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat.
So while Cheri's showing y'all how to do this, let me ask a question in the channel. I know several of you went to QuiltCon, so in the chat, let Cheri and I know, what did you think about QuiltCon? I know some of you might have been your first time going. I know some hasn't gone, but the ones that did go, we would like to hear from you and tell us what you thought about QuiltCon, especially you newbies that went for the first time. And did you make sure you got a ribbon saying it was your first time going to QuiltCon?
That's right.
So
it was. I don't think it was as packed as it has been all the other years.
You didn't think what?
I didn't think it was as packed. There would be certain places, but the year I went before was really jam-packed with people.
It could be that because the economy is so tough on people right now, maybe a lot of people didn't go because of that.
I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yep, between flying or driving and hotels probably prices are up probably for that too. So people probably, who would have normally went, like I didn't come, but my reason for not coming was for a different reason, but still. My behind would have been there if I'd have been able to go. Mona says, or they were at the Olympics. Yeah, that's a potential possibility too.
I sewed the wrong thing.
Okay. Uh-oh.
You remember this is live. This happens. Yep. You remember I said to sew around the perimeters, but at first I started to say I'm sewing down across the X's.
You sewed across the X's instead of doing the outside perimeter?
Right. So when you do that, this happens. Yeah. Yellow pocket. I hope I didn't mess anybody up there, but that's an easy fix.
Yeah, you can fix that.
Yeah.
And it's good they see a mistake, because if someone else repeats that, because I've done that mistake, what you're showing right now myself. So it's good for them to see that mistake, because then they know how to fix it without saying, oh my God, I gotta go back and do, something else.
Well, all the other ones that you do, multiple ones, you don't sew around the perimeter, and that's that's why.
Yep.
I may be half brain dead today, so
Jaja says
I'll try to be.
Sorry.
What? No, go ahead. What was that, Katie?
Jaja says that you tell us. She says yes. Tell us about QuiltCon and what did you buy? Then she says people are probably saving right now instead of spending. And then, of course, Mona mentioned about the Olympics. And then Jaja says, I wanted to go so bad. And then Mona says, yes, that's a good learning moment with the triangles.
Yeah. Right now, all I did is I took my perimeter out. Okay. Remember, and I'm going to go ahead and sew. I should get, I'll still get 4. So I'm going to resew my triangle.
Yeah, it's fixable. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I didn't waste fabric.
Yep.
To err is human.
Yes, right. Nobody's perfect. I always say nobody's perfect, least of all me.
It can be a good one here. Okay, so I'm going to let you know in case you have done yours correctly. I hope you didn't do it like I did.
No, but I'm doing mine different.
Okay, you can.
I mean, I'm doing it the way they
you're doing yours. Yeah. I see. If I open this up, the triangle, I will press it towards the dark. And on the book on page 35, it says that we want. I'm checking to see what they want us to cut it at. I think it's. Yes, the half square triangles get scored down to 2.5 by 2.5. So I'm just going to, I did move my ironing station so I didn't have to turn my back all the time to you.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just moved it over closer to me. So I press this and I will take the ruler. And you'll do this to all 4 of your.
Does your pink wheel have a grid on it, or did you see my pink rotating wheel? The Lazy Susan you're using.
Oh yeah,
yours has a grid on it. Mine doesn't have nothing. It's pink, but it doesn't have a grid on it. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, mine does.
I have a big rotating Martelli too, but my desk doesn't have enough desk space to always put it up here.
Yeah, I have a Martelli, but it's the same thing.
It's so big. Yeah, it's so big.
Now remember what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to tell them to remember that we did the diagonal line that runs the 45-degree line on the ruler. We put that in the corner. We allowed for our 2.5, and this is square. So I'll do the same thing to all of those. And I will take this out while you guys are all sewing your blocks. And I'm going to put this here. I hope you can see. But this is how I should have sewn. Okay. I did the what I had said at the beginning before. So, and I have lost my seam ripper on the floor.
You're sewing all the way around all 4 sides, right?
Yes, I did not.
I know, but I was going to make a suggestion for the viewers.
Okay.
Since this is we're doing 4 triangles at a time. When you're sewing that 1/4-inch seam all the way around all 4 sides of that square, you don't necessarily have to draw those 2 vertical
Right.
you don't necessarily have to draw the diagonal lines, because if you take your ruler and line it up from corner to corner where the 2 1/4-inch seams come to a point, you can also just do it like that and cut your diagonal without ever having to mark it. That is if you want to save a step.
Yes, it will. If you're, I thought, with a beginner, the first one, they may want to do it, but after that, it, you've got it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and even your markings, what's important is your I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to distract you.
No. You're right. Oh, well, if the markings, you can make markings, but you're still better off to use your ruler to do the cut. Don't necessarily, the line that you draw is a guideline. It's not necessarily, And
I think you drawing your line shows a newbie what it should look like because you're sewn around the outer edges, and because you put a line on there, they can see it. Then they know that you're going to be cutting in both directions. But once they figure that out, then they, then if they want to save a step, that's the best place to save a step at.
That is a good suggestion. Okay, I'm going to get the other ones done.
I think when it comes to half square triangles, I think the thing I dislike because I love making half square triangles. What I don't like about them is having to draw that silly little line,
Yeah. Well, when I first started out, you did the line, but then I ended up doing where I would fold it at a diagonal and give it a little press.
Yep.
So I didn't have to draw the line.
Jess got her some kind of fancy laser thing that she's put on her machine. It's like a laser, and it's a line for a 1/4-inch. So it'd be cool to have something like that where you can line up these diagonals where you just run it through the line.
I do have that feature. I forgot.
Well, I don't.
I do have that feature, and it will do a line, and I can move it over. You can see how it's moved this way. It's not right on the center because I'm doing more of the scant there. So that's why mine's not. But otherwise, it would be centered, and then I could do my tape or whatever. So now I'm going to put this back together. Okay, that's the second. I'm really fortunate. I have a lot of seam rippers because I got 2 on the floor.
Yep.
Okay, so here's this one, and I got just one more to take out, and I will trim them down at the same time. So how you doing your triangles, Katie? Because I know that you was thinking about doing them a little different, just to.
Well, the ones where it's just like 4 triangles or something, I'm going to do it the way they suggest to do it. But the ones where you have like a bunch of them, I'm going to cheat and use half square triangle paper.
Okay. So there is triangle paper, it's like foundation paper.
Yeah,
that you
and
can do.
all you have to, and because we know what the unfinished, so it's what. Let me look at the book real quick, and I'll tell you what the unfinished size of these triangles that Cheri's doing right now. Because you have to trim them down. Which book you're doing? Block number 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll let them so we can talk about that for a minute. So if you decide, when because some blocks will have like blue poodles, because I think there's one in here where there's quite a few triangles, half triangles. But it's up to you. No one's telling you have to do it that way. It's just another way of doing something if you want to hurry up and get it done. So while Cheri's doing these half triangles, once she gets the triangles cut from what she's doing right now, it says evenly trim each half square triangle down to 3.5.
Oh,
So
2.5.
it says 3.5 on. You're doing broken dishes, right?
No. Oh, no. It's shoe fly.
Okay, sorry. All right, let
That's
me go back
okay.
over here.
That's okay.
Yeah, so it says trim down to 2.5. Okay, so this means 2.5 unfinished. It will be 2-inch finished before it's over with. So,
Yeah.
in
So
Fat Quarter Shop, if you go over to Fat Quarter Shop, they have 3 different kinds of guides, and one of them is called the Half Square Triangle Cheat Sheet, and it discusses what size squares you cut to make, for your half square triangles, it lines up with unfinished and finished, and then on the far right, it'll even tell you if you decide you want to use paper, it tells you what size paper to buy. She provides all that extra information because I had trouble understanding which size paper to buy because I still didn't really have a clear understanding of what the difference between unfinished and finished meant because, and newbies don't.
Yeah. We
No
still
one takes the time
sometimes
to explain. Yeah, and I think we need to do a how to, not a how to, but a, what do you call it when you want to explain?
tutorial.
Let's talk about a half square triangle. A lot of people may not understand the mechanics of what a half square triangle is and how you measure it and what determines what's unfinished versus finished, which is the mechanics of when you sew those half square triangles into a different kind of block. So if it tells you to trim down to 2.5, then you sew all 4 of those together, you're going to have 2-inch finish, not 2.5-inch finish. And, I didn't have any understanding of that until I don't know, the last year, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes it takes, they say that and it plays with your mind sometimes. It's like, what
Yeah,
do they
it
mean?
does. You're right. Hey, Giovanna.
Yeah, I just am lining it up here because these are the 2 sides I had already squared up. So now they're at 2.5, and then what's the remainder? I go ahead. Hi, Giovanna. And everyone, and Jean Mosley came in. I just see just a little bit of her name there.
Who?
Welcome, Jean Mosley.
Oh, I didn't say
Am
hi
I
to
saying
her.
that right? Yeah, I think I am saying her name.
Hi, Jean. Doggone, I missed her. I'm so sorry. I wasn't ignoring you on purpose. I try to catch everybody when they're coming in unless the channel starts slamming, which right now it's not slamming, so that's not my excuse. I just missed it.
I'd have to say with if anybody wants to invest in anything, but I will give you 2 options. If you want to invest in uh, a rotating mat, this is when it comes in handy a lot.
Yes, definitely.
But with this
And
said, you can use a
have to have a big
small
one.
mat.
Yep. Just a small one like what she's got, or you can even buy a smaller one. I think I have one that's like a 6-inch by 6-inch or something. Only because that came in a sampler box, but yeah, you don't have to spend a ton of money to get. You can.
Yeah, rotating mats can be expensive, but you can get your little square ones that you get, the green square ones, and they're easy to turn also.
Yep.
But That way you're not have to move your body all around. Now I'm going to lay these out the way they should be sewn. Let's see, I'll put this over here.
Do what you can afford.
Yeah. Yeah, never. If you're a beginner and just beginning and not doing a lot of stuff, like I wouldn't worry. You got money that you have to put into other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to lay my block out how I'm going to sew it together so that I can see it visually. Now, if you have a design board, which I do, which I took this off of that, that's a good way to do it. So I'm looking at page 35, and in the middle of the page, the right hand side, the middle diagram shows how
Hello, Deb.
you should place these. Deb, is that Deb?
Deb
Oh,
is
Deb.
here.
Hi, Deb. If anybody has any questions, let us know. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's a shoe fly.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over this way a little bit. It's still within my line. I'm going to move these closer. And I'm going to put the second row on top of the first block. The next one is going to go on top of the other one. The next one on top of this one. And then remember we did the chain sewing, but if you're not comfortable with that yet, you do not have to do the chain sewing. Just make sure that it's lined up nice there for you. This book, they're not very forgiving in cutting the amount, like we're used to being able to square things up a lot, and they don't give us that luxury. I found that out.
I will, and since you said that on the half triangles, if you're concerned about maybe because some people get nervous when there's not much, like what Jay was saying, there's not a whole lot of ability to play around with it a little, because you're stuck with one size. You can always make the triangles bigger and then trim down to the size you need.
Yeah, like we talked about the fact that when they say to cut a block 4 7/8, I told them I said cut it 5 inches and cut it down. It's just not worth the hassle of the eighths. Now what I'm doing is this is because I know how it likes to lay. It naturally wants to have this to be the flat. You normally will press towards the dark. Well, you know what? I could do that. I'm sorry. We're going to press it this way. That means that this seam is going to go to the left. The center seam will go to the right, which is in the center. And this one goes to the left because we're doing it so we can be nesting the seams. Now I'm going to lay this like this, and I'm going to bring. Okay. I'm going to bring. There it is.
So while Cheri's doing this part, y'all tell us in the chat which of the blocks that you use half square triangles with do you like the best? Do you like the doing the pinwheel or the hourglass, or here we're doing the, what did we call that one again?
This is called shoe fly.
The shoe fly one. Which block that uses half square triangles do you like doing the best? Let us know in the chat.
I don't mind this. The one I think I like the least is pinwheels. Now, only because you really want to get those points matched up, I
like the pinwheels because it's weird. When I first started out, I wanted to do nothing but make pinwheels, even though sometimes some of mine didn't come out that way and I have to take them back out again. But it was like this. I wanted to do it because it was a good learning thing, because they're pretty challenging.
That's good that you didn't have the fear. I think everybody had, a lot of people have the fear of it.
The more you make them, the better you get at it, and the better this. Because when you first start out making pinwheels, because you're trying to line up that center, because you have 4 stitches coming to one point, and that can be a challenge for any newbie. So the more you practice that, even if you use a bunch of scraps to do it with, where you're just making half square triangles from scratch, and then you're sewing just to get that 1/4 inch seam to line up so you get that center pinwheel started.
Yeah.
It's a good way to keep practice, because the more you practice, the better you get at it. And eventually one day you're going to have an aha moment and like, oh, look what I done.
And it worked.
Yep.
I think Cindy came in and Andrea.
Katie, Cindy, do you know what sizes of paper of the flying geese we will need? They're doing the 4 at a time flying geese, but I can give you the answer to that because I went on a hunt.
Yeah, I'll show the one from the book, and Katie will probably show the one from the paper.
Yeah, and I'll send Cheri maybe up underneath the comments section. I'll send you some information of where they can find an easy flying geese cheat sheet.
I think I might have.
There's that 1/4 shop supplies. There's a fast flying geese cheat sheet. There is the traditional flying geese cheat sheet, and there's also the easy. Wait, there's one more. There's fast flying. You have a flying geese cheat sheet for quilt patterns, which this list is the foundation paper for that one. Then you have another cheat sheet where it's fast flying geese cheat sheet, traditional flying geese cheat sheet, and easy flying geese cheat sheet. So I'll send you the links for those so you can put them in your comment section. So
good.
So if someone wants to look because they're looking at the book and they're like me, maybe they don't want to do 4 at a time, but they want to do 1 at a time. Or if they want to use paper, it'll help them with that answer.
Okay.
Did I just make sense on that?
Okay.
So we're not doing flying geese until the following week,
later.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I have to look. I don't think.
Hang on, I'm looking now to see when we're doing that because the first flying geese.
It'll be a little bit.
Yeah, I think the flying geese shows up after the diamond in a square one. Yeah, it's way after. It'll be like blocks number 45 when we start seeing flying geese. So we still have ways to go. So I can get all the information and send it to you so you can post it on your YouTube channel. And I can also post it in my community tab if that will help. Linda says she likes all the blocks so far.
Good. They're tiny. They're cute. When I think once they get sewn, you see the cuteness of them that you don't see when you're cutting your fabrics and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to sew my last seam together with this.
Yeah, I was wondering how Andy's doing today.
Well, she ain't feeling well.
She's been sick for at least a week and a half or longer.
That's not good.
Jason came home with something, and he was sick for a few days, and then she caught what he had. And, of course, the sickness messes with her other health problems.
Let's see. Okay, I have this block done. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to press these out this way. So this will be pressed this way. This will be pressed this way. And then you can, 6.5 is the size it would be squared down to. But I'm not doing mine till the end or pretty far into it. Oh, I see one thing. My seam didn't catch all the way there. So I'm going to put it back through to get the rest of that. And then we'll say hey again.
Hang on. Is it okay? No, I don't have moderator in here, do I?
Yeah, you're moderator.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, you guys. I'll get you the flying geese stuff for you. That way you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
That way you can go ahead and print them out and start reading up on it. I just realized I do have, I didn't think I had moderator, but yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I can share a link. All right, let me find the link and I'll get it to you. There's also a half square triangle cheat sheet.
It's always nice to have those if you're making a quilt that has multiple. And there's often multiple half square triangles or flying geese. If you're using the same fabric, that is too.
Yep. It just depends on what you're doing.
I'm just leaving this down a second.
What I like
Andrea,
about
how are you doing today? She's saying hello to Giovanna.
Okay.
Aw, don't ever think you're invisible on this computer. It's because you were on the
She's on the other one. I can't see the, just so you know, I can't see the verticals.
I'm putting a disclaimer up to say go
come to the horizontal chat.
Yeah. You can see it like if you click on it, but you don't open it on YouTube. Then in the description area, the title area, it'll show cell phone. And that unless you're on a cell phone. But let's see. Okay. It looks like I got a book thing. I got to show you guys. I'm leaving that there for a second. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to show you my book holder. Gives me a little bit more room. If I do, I can't click big on it or else I'll lose my volume because I have the volume on my phone. But look at, isn't that cool? And then it holds the pages and everything. And it gives me more room on my desk. Okay, so I'm going to take this down because I want to be able to show you the... Are you all good with this block? Let me see. I want to see what they have said. Stitching life together, Amanda. She said to Deb. Aw. So you had to do some ripping too. Me too. Today. Oh, I'm glad you like the blocks, Linda. Yeah, I think they're coming out cute. You know. So I'll put this back again, but I thought I had it to where you could see me. Both. Can you see me now? I should have it to where this is not solo and it's both Katie and I for a second. Nope. Now it's me and Katie here in a moment, I think. It's everything. Katie has words on her face.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's not a problem. I don't mind. Not one bit. I'm easy to get along with today.
I'm just going to show them this again. And this is the block. Block 14 is the next one. It's called the spool. Half square triangles. Again, we're going to be doing quite a few of those blocks that require this. And what's nice is we talked about the fact that we can make a whole quilt. Andrea had mentioned I forget which quilt it was. She says that it's really pretty, that block in a whole quilt
Yeah.
that we did last week. This block, the spool is block 14, and it is on page 36. Anybody
Andrea
following
says Katie
along?
is hiding behind the chat. Yes,
What-
I am.
What did you say?
Andrea says Katie is hiding behind the chat, and I said, yes, I am.
I know. She told me to put me on solo so that you guys could see
Yeah.
the sewing
Because
machine.
I want
So,
you to see. Yeah, I want you guys to see what Cheri's doing. So it's not important that you have to see my face.
so I guess I'll go back to this. Let's see if it there. Now it should come back up here in a second. So you all did one. Oh, I shouldn't have done that so soon because I could have told you, but I can get my block ready for the next one. I'll talk about QuiltCon quite a bit on Tuesday on my live, and I'll share with you what I bought, what I was gifted, and what was they randomly pick people for the swag bag, and Zaza and I both got it, and they gave us some really good stuff in there. So that was nice. So we got a bag to put our stuff in and goodies inside of it. It was very tiring, when you walk on the floor like that. That's hard. If you have any back issues, ankle issues, arthritis, you're going to feel it. We were fatigued, and I would have to say that if you're doing a show and they offer you to have the scooters, to reserve it, because you're not going to get one once the show starts. So I'll tell you a little bit more in a sec. This is the same as what we did before. We're doing the 4 at a time half square triangles. And this time I'm not going to mark where I'm going to cut. I'm going to leave it blank so that we're graduating from that. And I will sew it around the perimeter by 1/4 of an inch. So anyway, I got to meet, Zaza. We spent time together while we were there because her husband, Norman, such a nice couple. He was there. And so my husband, John, went. And they got to know each other real well. And it's like we met up with each other, and we meet up ever so often. But basically, we kind of like said, hey, you know what? You don't have to follow me, because sometimes you do better shopping when you're not with a group. So we would, and that was fine, we'd split up a little bit. Now I'm short, and I didn't see very many people that I knew because I don't know. Zaza could spot him. She's spotted John and recognized John the first time.
I don't
So
even know who that is.
who?
The person you
John?
mentioned. Yeah.
John. That's my husband, John.
Oh,
What?
you said merchandise John, so I didn't know who you were talking about.
I know what you mean because I met Russell, and I called him John because there is a John.
Did you attend the
meet and greet?
The meet and greet with the creators?
Yeah, and that was nice. That was fun. I think I was the shortest one there. But no, it was nice. It was nice. Everybody, people were nice there. So, and I got to meet some people like, Christina from Sweden was one of them, and Lori who was there. I got to meet her.
Did you happen to see if was Yvette Renee there?
Yes. Yes, she was nice. Yes.
She's a sweetheart.
Yep. I'm going to cut this corner to corner now. Just like we did before. It's like we're doing the same thing as we did with the other block. It's almost
Ivana says
identical
kite
other
is
than
overrated.
placement. Yeah, other than placement. Sorry, I got my arm caught in my cord of my phone. Let's see. I know everybody don't know who Julianne Ann Walters is, but she owns Cheri Quilting Company, and she was there, and she's done like portrait quilts of her children. I mean, I knew her from 20 years back.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to do t-shirt quilts with her. Well, here what was funny is Amber, the cheeky quilter, she does a lot of collage quilts. Well, all of a sudden, I'm watching her, and on her live, she brings up Julianne's book. I says, "Oh, I know Julianne personally." I says, "That's her son. She did that portrait of her son." And she says, "You're kidding." Nope. So she told us we had to get a picture. So Zaza and I got a picture with her. And what was funny is I think it's Misty Doan
Mm-hmm.
photo bombed that picture. It was good. That was good. You guys like it like this, or do you want to see? Hi, Jaja. You want to see more of this? Okay, so I have these done, and now these are going to have to be cut down. I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to do it yet. At the very end, I'll show you a ruler I like to use, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to go by this. We're going to go traditional. I'm looking at the directions again on page 36, and I'm going to check and see what I need to cut those down to. And I'm sure that it's 2.5 again. Yes, half square triangles will be cut down to 2.5 again. This is the line. That's the 45 degree. I put it down on the diagonal of the block. I make sure that I have at least 2.5 that I can trim off to 2.5. That's where when we were talking about that, if you get a pattern that says to go like, let's say it would have been 2 7/8 that they told you to cut your fabric. Well, if you just went up to 3, it gives it, you have a little bit more forgiveness in your cutting, because a lot of times when you first start out, your triangles can be wonky, and you try to square them up, and they're good on extra on one side and short on the other. Now maybe that hasn't happened to anybody, but it has happened to me. So I thought, okay, especially people who are new to it, it's good that they know that, the rulers are one thing that they have to learn how to read, because not everyone really understands the ruler, because they may not use it, hadn't used it since school. So I'm just lining this back up again, 2.5. See, there's quite a bit of overage there. Can I get both of those? Yep. And on the meet and greet, did meet Ian and Becca, and Ian almost tripped. He almost tripped, but he didn't.
What did you think about how tall Sean was?
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, he was tall, and there was
Ian's tall.
about 3 of them that was tall.
Yep.
Sean was nice. Okay, my last one that I'm going to square up for this block. And I'll clean up my mess a little bit. Get that out of the way so I can see that I'm at my 2.5. Another thing, just for safety purposes, if you have a rotary cutter, if it's in your hand, it can be opened if you are aware of it. But if you lay it down, close it off.
I always forget to turn mine off.
Yeah, you can get cut so easy. So I'm just going to clean this up here a little bit. I'm taking you guys for a ride. Sorry.
Yeah, but they're seeing what you're doing,
I know. Right there.
which is a good thing.
Okay, so now this again is called the spool. This is the name. That's the name of block. You know what? I think I just called it block 14. I don't think I gave it a name or gave it its name. So I am going to look on that page, on page 36 again, and I'm going to see how the diagram. And sometimes what I do is I like to go from the center block. Here's my plain blocks, and I'll lay them out how they're supposed to be. And if you have directional fabric, kind of pay attention because you may want it to go the same direction. Like I just turned that because this is flowers. I will take this, I'll look at that one, and that one says to put it there. And this in here. Oh, this key. Oops, I got to double check myself though, because I think I got to make sure I got it right. The color is up here. The color is here. The color is here. And the color is here. Okay, that's how it is. So it will be sewn together in the same style that we did this. We don't have to worry about matching any diagonals here because the diagonals are not meeting now. When they meet the center part, we'll be more aware of it.
We don't have closed captioning on here. That's why Andrea's not.
Can't.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
you need to.
I don't know how to get it.
I'll show you. I'll have to show you how to turn it on.
Okay.
Well, actually, I have a video on how to turn it on.
I know, but it won't do it.
You have to go inside the studio before the live to do it.
Okay. It'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, you can't. Okay. Once you go live, you cannot change the setting on that.
I've looked. I've tried to find it, and it'll say it, but then it doesn't show the. You know, like even
well, they don't
in studio,
put it in the easiest place to find to start with. It within studio, you actually have to hunt it.
I know. I would, and then I see it, and then I click on it, and then it doesn't give me. I don't see where the option is for closed caption. Then once I've clicked. Okay, now I'm having a problem here, and just to let you guys know, this one, it doesn't like it that it has to go over this seam. So I can go up a little bit from it and get past that hump. Oops, it's not going to let me. I'm not getting past that hump. Okay, I get past that hump, then I'll do a back stitch. Okay. It's weird, but it'll work on the back stitch. Nope. Boy. Okay, if that happens, you can flip your block your other way so you don't have to go over that hump. Okay, so Let me see. I gotta see what you guys say. Oh man, I missed a lot of chat.
Yeah, they're just talking about Andrea's talking about her software issue she's having with trying to get her headphones to work with her laptop software, and apparently one's out older than the other. So they're talking about that. Let me see what else. Then we were talking about the height of Ian and other people that went to
Oh yeah.
So that's mostly what the chatter is about right this minute.
Yeah. You guys have any questions? I'll tell you one thing. Look, everybody has heard, or most people have heard of Liberty fabric. That's what is made. That's what this author and the maker of this quilt uses. It's from England. And of course, it wasn't in my budget. So I had,
It'd be pricey.
Right. Well, now you just make sure that you put these over here like this so they're going the right way. When I was there, they had a whole booth of Liberty fabrics that were fat quarters in buckets that you could buy, like that. They were selling them in fat quarters and that. $10.50 a fat quarter.
What?
$10.50 a fat quarter.
Oh my! That's for rich men.
Yeah, my husband had said, I told him that, and he says, "Did you want a piece?" And I go, "No,
not for that price."
Nope. And
that's insane.
It is. And Zaza had even said that you could order it through the Liberty Fabric online and pay international shipping, and it would be cheaper than that.
Yeah, sure sounds that way.
Now this is going to come over that hump again, so I'm just going to.
Hey Gladys, welcome.
Yeah, it worked.
Giovanna says, "Wow, that is a lot." And then,
or fill thread alone is outrageous.
I know it keeps going up, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Because right now, the large one, just the regular large one, is almost $17 right now. I haven't, and the big spool, the really huge one, that one's $65.
Yeah, they had it. It's very expensive. Let me see. I'm just double checking which way
make it hard
I'm going to press this.
Our hobby's going to get nearly impossible.
Well, the thread had raised even a year earlier than everything else, and it was like, wow. But I'm fortunate enough that I have enough thread. I said I'm not buying any thread till I run out of a color that I need. And when I had done a lot of this, I was on and taught and all that. I had a account with Moda, and I could order stuff through there, and I ordered some of the little thread or fill thread, and I thought, oh, I still got that, and I was happy. I'm gonna press these.
I have boo koodles in the small spools of all different colors, and I have maybe a few of the large that are other colors. My go-to thread though for just piecing and doing everything else with is 2600.
Okay.
Which is the Dove.
Oh yeah.
Because that's mainly all I use, and so that's what I've been sweating over. It's like when I really run out, I'm going to be in trouble because then I'll be stuck with paying those really high prices for them. Which I'd rather not.
You can use like a light color with light and a dark with, if you had to. But I know a person gets a preference, and
yeah, because I don't want to have to switch. And the gray, this Dove blends into every color, including black.
Yeah. Okay. So I got these pressed.
Giovanna uses cheap thread. I don't even know what cheap thread looks like. I'm afraid to put just any old thread in my machine.
They came out with a new thread. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I probably have a flyer on it. It's all organic, and it is not. And I believe it's made in the United States, but it's all organic, and you don't. It will not lint at all.
Is
They
it
said
cotton?
it's cotton,
Okay.
and it
I'm
doesn't
not going to
lint.
buy polyester stuff.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't
I
lint,
mean, I
and
have some polyester, but I'm not using it for my quilting.
yeah.
Katie, while you're in Denmark, get thread there. Yeah, I'll be looking for some. There's no guarantee I'll find what I'm looking for though, because
Just get what you have to that you know that you really will, you know, the color that you want, and spend
yeah,
your
if I
money
can
on
find
that.
the yeah, it'll be all about whether I can find Aurifil or not, and then finding the 2600.
Use Chlorophyll. I mean, that's a company that's very popular worldwide, and that.
I do
So I
use
think you should.
Aurifil. That's what I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
Aurifil.
I think you should be able to find it. I
But
would
we'll
think.
see because Denmark's different in some things.
Oh, they may not carry. Well, if they are, they big in. See, I match these up there. Are they big in sewing and all that?
Yeah, they do a lot of sewing, but the it's mostly geared more toward making clothes and housewares. I mean, there is some somewhat of a quilting industry, but it's not very big.
Okay.
Not
That.
like
Oh,
not like the other countries.
I have to tell you one thing is that the age demographics of quilters and textile artists, I'm gonna put them modern quilters, uh, pattern designers. I'm putting them like that because there's a lot of them.
See, here's the
Ages
interesting.
are young ages. I mean, you're seeing
Yeah.
people in their 20s and 30s, and um, getting into all this stuff.
So
And
here's the
that's great.
interesting thing. Yeah. Giovanna was just saying so. Here's the interesting thing. Arfil's made in Italy, but she can't buy it in Italy.
Oh, really?
Yep. Because she lives in Italy, so she should be able to find it. But she can't find it there, so I guess they don't even sell it to their locals.
They must. Oh, I know they sell it in the. Well, the owner of Orifil also owns a pharmaceutical company here in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
His wife, maybe it's his wife, not him, but what was the name of that? If it comes to my mind, one of my friends had worked there, and she says that he was coming over. She says, I hope he brings us thread.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this one sewn, and I will do the same thing with pressing. Press this way and press this way. But remember, if you like and you get seams that get bulky, you can press your seams open. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let me see. I'm going to come over here first. I'm going to put us up. Now we should both be on, but poor Katie. Katie, you just need your. I don't know how to
It's
change that. Words not
it's
being on your
okay.
face.
You don't hear me complaining because I'm not going to complain.
I figured
And
that.
Italian, yeah, I already read that. Okay.
Okay, so I just am giving a good little press, and again, they will finish it. They will. It should be 6.5 or trimmed to 6.5. So here's two of them. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I still had
Hi, Sandy.
I do have the camera on. Okay. Sandy is here.
Yeah, Sandy Betancourt.
Yeah, you can use cheap as long as it's not breaking on you, and and you're not getting a bunch of lint and things like that.
Yeah, I don't want
The
something my
lint
machine's gonna get. Yeah, exactly.
The lint just really. Now I found something that I'm going to share with you that somebody told me. She's the long armor, and she says thread really doesn't get old and go bad. She says what causes it to go bad and start breaking is because it's being left out in the sunlight and in the environment. If you put it in a cool place or a cooler place and you store it in drawers or containers, it won't. But she said, especially with variegated thread, this will happen for a long armor. I'm not saying to do it on your machine, your other machines, but for the long arm, you can take the thread if it wants to break on you. You can take the oil, the machine oil that you use, and just do a drip down the edges. And what happens? It actually oils throughout the thread spools, but your discs and all that. It does that, and it won't break. And I've done that, and it works. Because a lot of times you think, oh, this is broken. I can't use that for anything but maybe bob and thread,
Yep.
And
if I'd have been able to go to the States this year, I probably would have come back I would have found somewhere to get some Aurifil 2600 and bring it home with me.
Yeah. It's expensive. Well, what is it? 16, 18?
Yeah, it's very pricey. Yeah.
Anyone have any questions? I know Superior did a lot of.
Now I've heard people talk about the Superior, but I don't know anything about them.
I used. It's a good quality. I use a lot of Superior, but on my sewing machine, I like the Aurifil, but I don't necessarily use I don't use Aurifil on my long arm. I use So Fine. I will say So Fine from Superior is good if you want something that's smaller that you have a lot of dense quilting you're going to do and you don't want that thick thread. Otherwise, it's just their 40 weight thread. They're Superior. I do like the So Fine bottom line for the bobbin if you want to use it. They have a lot of different kinds, but no, that's like crazy with price. But well, let me see. You all ready for another one? It's me, Jessica Lee's here.
Hi, Jessica.
This is live, Jessica. As live as you're going to get us tonight.
Linda says she uses Superior on her long arm and uses MSQC cotton on our Bernina.
Okay, I haven't used Missouri Star before. I've used the cotton cuts. What's it? Cotton cuts. I want to say cotton cuts, but it might not. There might threads, connecting threads. I had used in my sewing machine before, and they are linty. Not cotton cuts.
Yeah, I heard someone mention that the thread from connecting threads was very linty.
Oh yeah.
So and I feel like I don't want to buy thread that's going to be even worse than Aurifil on that.
Yep. Well, Aurifil's pretty good though. I think it's very nice, and I like the weight of it.
Yeah, I
That's
do
what
like
I
the
like.
weight of it too. And this machine does not have any trouble with it. So and so that's why I'm a little bit reluctant on trying something different, because I don't want to spend money and then my machine eat it. You know what I mean?
Well, if you have the luxury of being able to buy one spool and a small one of a different kind of thread, um, that's the way to do it to see how your machine likes it. But with you have to, when you get your resources, you have to get more. So it's like, okay, I like this. Now, where do I get this thread from?
Yep.
Where you can spend your money on the thread that everybody ends up having their tried and true thread
Yep.
that they like.
Definitely.
I'm just looking at the chat here.
Ivana says her Bernina takes any thread. Jean says Metler on her Bernina is what she uses. So yeah, I think
Metler?
I've seen Metler over here, but I haven't tried it.
It's pretty good. Like for sewing thread, I've used it for my sewing machines. Okay, I guess the next block is block 15, which is the Old Maid's Puzzle. So I got to look at it a little bit here. You want to read it's on page 3. I've got to make sure, do I have it right? 37. And just read through the directions a little bit. It tells us what to cut. So we know that we're going to do the 4 at a time, because under construction, it shows 4 at a time has for a triangle. So this bigger square is going to be our 4 at a time. So we will sew 1/4 inch around the perimeter again, and then cut it in diagonal twice. Then they're throwing in on us. Then they want us to do 2 at a time, which I'll redo it again. So the 2 at a time, these are the same size. So this would be right sides together again. And 2 at a time, you will sew differently. You can draw a line. Where is it? Where's my pen? I know I got one bigger than I need, but I mean brighter than I need. But you can do a line if you wanted to on this, since it's going to be 2 at a time. So one of the ways that you can know if you got it. Did I? Uh-oh. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got real quiet. I'm just taking my 45 degree, and there's a line on this little ruler, and I'm just placing it on the edge of the fabric. But you go corner to corner, and my corner may not be perfect. I'm trying to do a light touch with this because this is a new marker. It's water soluble, but it wouldn't matter. And for this one, we haven't done. If you look, let me see.
Jaja says, I don't know the brand off the top of her head. She gets it for 90. She gets 99-cent thread from Hobby Lobby. Wow.
Oh,
I didn't even think there was such thing as a 99-cent spool of thread.
not no more. Well, I'll have to go check.
That's interesting.
Because there's certain things that you can use inexpensive thread for. It's fine, This is my sample that I did showing, though I don't have my right sides together on this. This piece should be on top of this one. Pretty sides. And I did the red line showing that's where I'm going to cut, but it also gives me a 1/4 inch guideline to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, since we've done the 4 at a time, I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 first. and just line everything up. And I do like this tape. And if Mona, maybe you know, or Katie knows the name of this
Yeah,
tape.
it's by hang on, I'll get the name of it. It has an interesting name to it.
It lasts forever.
Yeah, and I just ran out of some, so I had to order some.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. And then that's what I'm doing. So basically, if you didn't want to mark, I have a little piece up here. It's worn out, but so I can still do my bobbin and that and change my bobbin when I need to.
It's
But
called diagonal seam tape by Cluck Cluck Sew, and it's hashtag number CCS192. And I'll put that in the channel so you can copy it.
That is nice to have. Now I'm doing what I don't.
And you're right, it lasts a long time.
It does. I started to sew down the middle again. You got to watch me. Now, see what I can do here is I can put my drawn line on my 1/4 inch. It says 1/4 inch on both sides. So I can lay that down on that 1/4 inch. Now I move my needle back into the middle position because I don't, I just did. I guess I didn't need to. Let me see. I really don't need to with that. Okay, here we go. What's nice about this foot, I have this flange right here. It's actually the 1/4 inch too. So it gives me a good visual. I was going to sew on my little featherweight today, my white one. I thought, I'll do a little bit of a treat. But I set it up. It was good. But then one time my thread broke and I thought, you know what? Don't, you haven't pulled this out. Don't do that today. So I have sewn. I don't know. I'm using light colored thread, so you probably can't see, but it's sewn on a 1/4 inch on either side of this. And I'm going to cut it in half. Now, since, let me see. I'll leave this up here if you guys want to remember. And again, I just will corner to corner. Now I can bring it right down there, do the 45, and then I know I got it right on it, but I'm not going to be that.
Sandy says, did y'all see the laser lights?
Do you see it?
That Jess purchased to help with sewing lines without having to mark the fabric. It looks pretty cool. Yep, I saw it. Giovanna says, okay, I am tired. It is 11 p.m., so I will say good night. Cindy Surratt, Giovanna.
Good night. Thanks for joining.
And then Linda says, I've been using my Clearly Perfect ruler to make the 2.5 inch squares.
What I like, okay, I'll show you what. They have this ruler. This is one of my favorites, which I wasn't really going to show, but I'll show it. 2.5 is what I have to do. They have it in 2 and 2.5 inch increments, but no, what? Wrong ruler. Where's that? Okay. My block ruler, I love. This is a 6.5, and it's got a groove. It's groovy. So I can take this and I can place this here. And what happens is that maybe you might have it on this side of it. See how that is 2.5? I got a perfect 2.5 on this side. You're probably getting a little glare, aren't you, from that light up above? So you just make sure that that is good there. 2.5. I can go here. I can trim that. I'll turn it. Oh, I think I messed it up. Please say no, Cheri. No, I'm good. I just have to get it back where it's neat. No, I think I did mess it up. Okay. I can redo it. I will redo it. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Okay. So you can do that. I should have had it on this line part of it to where I could look and make sure that it was where it should be, because now it's going to be too small. But I can recut later, which I will, because when you cut too small, right now it's a rectangle. You're going to get this boxy part. And I don't think you want the boxy part, but you know what? Let me play. I am going to play with the difference. See if I can fix it a little bit. I'm fudging. This is how you learn how to fudge your mistakes. No, see, that's still a little bit. Well, we'll just see. I may be redoing this block.
Can you believe we're almost at the end of the month already?
I know. Okay, I'll do this one right this time. Maybe I should stick with my other one, my other ruler. I'm losing stuff.
Linda says she has a block lock ruler, but she says we don't talk nice to each other, so I'm going to send it to my friend.
I like it. Not tonight. It was not nice to me. It is. You know why it wasn't nice? It wasn't time for me to show that. I wasn't supposed to show it yet. Now I'm putting my 2.5 back on here. Whoop.
Linda says, I talk to my sewing tools all the time, especially Jack, don't you?
Listen, I had to talk to him a little bit tonight.
I haven't given him
He came for a visit. I didn't care for it, but I wasn't prepared for him to visit tonight. Okay, so I got my 2 yellows that I need that will be for the block, and I'm just gonna on my own lay mine out about where they should be. Now I have to do my whoops, nope, solid. Oh, this is a twister here. Let me see. First row, you're going to put a solid right on over here on the left hand side, the last block, the third block, and then on the second row it's in the middle, and on the third row it's the first block. Then this goes here. This part is what we're going to sew to make the triangles. It's going to be squared down to 2.5 inch square. So let's see. I'm just going to check and see. Okay, so here we go. We're going. We're going. Let me see. This is the 4 at a time.
What did your
So
husband think about QuiltCon?
What about him?
What did he think about QuiltCon?
Oh, he went before. He goes to all the shows with me.
Oh, okay.
He thinks it's yeah. He likes it. He knows that it. What I find is that it's not that you want to go there and say, "Oh, I'm going to buy stuff," but
Yeah.
you can look and see what is new on the market. This year there was a lot of new stuff on the market, and you get to see how it's demonstrated. But you get some people go to buy the bigger machines so that they can get the show price, because the last day that they buy them today, they really get a good deal because they're considered used once they use them as in the show.
Yeah.
And that. But the creativity, I felt this time it really opened up. It made you feel. I needed it. I needed something to make me feel creative. Outside the box. Like what is going on in the outside world instead of just what we put out or whatever.
Yep.
And
I know when I went last time, I walked out of there totally inspired.
Yeah, I did. They had a lot of different quilts, different things. They said that over 2,000 some was, I don't have the correct number, but it was entered, and 480 some was accepted.
Yep.
And then they showed, they had on the internet one channel I was watching that showed the rejects, and it's like, huh? And
Yeah,
then you see,
yeah.
And then what was weird is you'd see a quilt there that you thought, okay, one quilt was rejected and this one wasn't. But sometimes it's like, it's a lot of, think of abstract art.
Yeah.
Quilting for modern quilting, and it may be for the others, is going very small. That we saw very small stitches in between. Like if there was a lot was line quilting, but there might have been. I'm checking here, half an inch in between each line. Wow. And you figure a big quilt, that's a lot of thread and a lot of quilting. And then if they did anything in the other open spaces, like a meander, they would do small. So it's called micro quilting. It's where that was coming into play a lot. Now, whether or not it's going to come into play in our more traditional quilts, it could, but in the modern quilt, it's lines, circles, and detail. Is what I see. Because like if you have a quilt that has lines on it that you made, blocks that have is lines, well, the quilt pattern, circles or swirls look great with it. And it's the other way around too.
Yeah.
If you have circles, doing linear lines with it looks great. Okay, here's my blue and white, and I'm double checking on the size. I will let you know it is the 4 at a time. They should be the same size. Should be 2.5.
Yeah.
All of them, yep, 2.5.
There's quite a bit of the 2.5. I think that was just that one block where it was different.
Yeah. So I'm going to trim these down here. I move things around, so I have to always turn around and look. I do like my iron right next to me. That's working out good. So again, I'm putting my line down, my 45-degree. 2.5 is what I need to have them trimmed to. So I will double check and make sure that I can make it around on that, and I can. And I should be standing again because I can see my accuracy in my stand. Okay, then I'm going to come around here. Get this out of the way. Now I can lay this on the 2.5. The edges will be my 2.5 mark.
Jaja said, I saw on Facebook a gal talking about her quilt there. It was of a body with stretch marks and showing the ribs something about something.
I didn't see that. I didn't get a chance to look at all the quilts.
I liked the one where that they had the kid. Someone did a video of the kids section sewing of the
I think it's a fourth grader.
Controversial. What do you call it when you're doing a controversial quilt?
Mm-hmm.
It's called something. And this was it was 2 young ones that did that one, and my goodness, they put a lot of thought into their controversial quilt.
Oh, and that's not the one that had the different signs saying with the people's faces.
Yeah, it was very interesting looking quilt. I'm like, wow. And they were pretty young, I think.
Yeah, so, I got a picture of it.
I think it was a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old or something like that.
Unbelievable that.
Yeah.
With that.
They did a really good job. And you'd think, goodness gracious, those 2 are going to use their voices for lots of things.
Well, for the age group, just to be able to do it.
Exactly. And at least, and they were brave enough to do it.
Okay, I'm just lining this up.
I know a lot of people don't like the controversial ones, but it's just another way for people to share their voice that wouldn't do it.
Well, in modern quilts, they are doing that,
Yep.
But
it's like it's no different than a musician using his platform or her platform or.
Yeah, I forgot that. I'll show it on Tuesday. There was one you can barely see that I liked the saying. So
yeah, when I went in 2024, there was a child section. I was totally blown away by some of them were like really tiny mini quilts, but the piecing was exceptional. But it was the quilting that blew you away because you're like, look at the piecing. But then when you saw the overall quilting for someone so young, you're like, wow.
Yeah. Well, they have different categories where you can hand quilt or machine quilt, that they won't put a hand quilt in judged against a
machine one.
Right. It will have its own category.
And then last year, or when I was there in 2024, there was a quilt. And I was standing there looking at it. And I watched like 20 people walk by, give a quick glance and walk by. And the reason I stood there so long is because I said, there's something wrong with the center of this. And I was waiting for people to move out of the way so I could get up closer and look. It was a QR code right smack dab in the middle of the quilt. And everybody that walked through there didn't even see it. It was like, they just glanced at it and kept on walking,
Wow.
I took a picture of it because I'm like, you would have never noticed it if you don't stop and actually look at the quilt.
This one
it blend right in with everything else.
We're gonna put these together again. Second row goes over top of the second block goes over top of the first one. I'm gonna move this to this side a little bit. Is this my last block? No, I think I got another one.
Jaja says, I didn't like it, but it's just not to my style. She did great though. Those kids are so amazing. Yes, they are.
Yeah, there's the thing, you know, some is not, but you look at it and I just saw a lot of abstract quilting designs.
The abstract was nice too. I
Yeah.
saw some pictures of or video of the abstract. I'm like, oh, I wish I could have been there to see it in person, you know? Because I would have been blowing up my camera with pictures.
Well, my camera kept on saying that it was full. You know,
It
my
wouldn't
storage
surprise
was
me
full.
when you got 450 quilts. Yep, that'll do it.
So I'm chainsawing these again, just like I did. Now remember, if you have any questions, Jaja says she didn't like. Oh, yeah, you already said that. You already mentioned that, huh, Katie?
Mm-hmm. You remember what the best in show was in 2024? It was that AR-15 on the front side.
I remember it.
Yeah, and on the back side of it, it was all those kids from those different schools.
Oh,
their names was on the back of it.
I didn't pay attention in that way.
No.
I should have. That says a lot.
That's why I came back. I'm like, the one thing that caught, there was lots of quilts. I was just like, oh my God, you know, just totally, you know, you could see yourself doing it. But there was a section called the maximalist section. And there was this one quilt, and every piece of the front of that quilt was covered in color. I mean, there was no part that had any background in it at all. And I'm like, they must have used hundreds of colors to make that because it was so much color. And I'm like, if they can do that, I can do that. It truly left me very inspired.
Yeah, you can. I just clip these apart on this one. Oh.
There was one that was super cute that looked like a hamburger. That one was super cute. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just thinking you're making me think about what you're talking about, making me like I'm trying to remember things.
Yeah, that one was in the 2024 one, the hamburger one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of interest. There was several sections of there because the hamburger one was towards the front, but at the very I started at the back side of it because it didn't hardly have anybody looking at quilts back there because everybody was congregated up front. So I got smart and went to the back and started backwards. And so there was 4 rows of purple, yellow, and teal. And I would have never thought I could stick teal with purple, you know, because teal's dark like purple.
Yeah, but
those quilts were truly amazing. So I want to make me a purple, yellow, and teal colored quilt. Find me some
teal. I know teal's in. Teal and the browns or the terracottas. There's different shades of it. I mean, I can say brown, but there's different shades of those that I did see it, and it was pretty. It's like when you find out what the colors are going to be for this year, you think, oh, how drab. But you see them in a quilt. They didn't make them drab.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to press this, alternating the seams.
Andrew says, okay, back. What do you do when you are stranded on the toilet without toilet paper?
Well, it depends. If I have to pee, I shake. No, that would not be good.
Too logical for the hubs. He must have hollered, can you come bring me toilet paper, please?
Actually, that did happen to me it was last night or the night before in my grandson's bathroom, because at night I use that one, and it he didn't, and the toilet paper had run out, and he didn't refill it, but I knew that he had put it in the little closet there. So all I had to do is kind of stand up and get it, but it wasn't fun.
You see who's putting her 2 cents in on this conversation?
Yeah, she says, bathroom dirty.
She's like, you mentioned bathroom. I need to go outside.
Mm.
But I already put your behind outside. No, wait, no, I didn't. I fed her and then had to put her out.
She probably does have to.
She probably needs to go now. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm just lining up the seams here again, nesting them. These blocks are really basically, they are the same thing that you're doing, but your orientation of how you have your triangles lay is what's different and what makes the block different. And some of these are old type of blocks, you know, been around the block a long time. Our grandmothers would have made them, and if your grandmother quilted. I want to know, do you guys like this view okay with good with just the when I'm sewing just the sewing machine, or would you prefer to have dual where you see us and you see the sewing machine? When we're doing it with just the sewing machine or just one person, we can make it bigger, the area bigger so you can see it better. But I do want to know and make sure that it's what you right, make sure those seams are right, that you all like this, or if it's not a good thing. So I'm lining up my seam again. And if you're not a pinner, or you can use clips, or you can not. But when it comes to certain seams or certain things, I like to pin. And that, so let me see, logical thing would be to look under the, I did that upstairs before because I had kept an extra roll of toilet paper upstairs underneath the sink because I carried more up than I needed. I must have used it, or somebody else looked for it and found it because it wasn't there. But I hadn't ran out. It was like, okay, this is low, better make sure. But it seems like I'm the one that always looks and makes sure that there is, you know?
Yep.
Okay, this just seam wants to be a little stubborn there.
So while you're doing that, can I mention about the border thing to everybody?
The what thing?
About the border.
Yeah, if you want, it's gonna be, you know, like
square and
we'll cover it. You can, let's ask if they want us to show it to them a little sooner so that they can work on it.
I just think that they should get started on it. Don't wait till the end to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just what do you call it? Suggestion
square
or
square.
Yeah, because there's 100 of those they got to make.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a block that's square and square that will be one of the borders, and it is 100 of them. But I think it's like block 33.
It's at the end after all the blocks are done.
Oh, really? They don't
it's at the very end. Yeah, it's at the very end of the. Hang on a second. I'll tell you where it's at.
I know what you're talking about, Katie. But they do have
part of the actual blocks.
They do have us do a block.
They do. They have you do some square and squares way before then. But at the
Okay.
end, because the last block that you do, which is block number 100, is Art Nouveau flower. Then it starts talking about layout, sashing, and borders. And there's 2 different borders, and one of the borders has 100 squares.
Not to scare you off, but
And I think that if they go ahead and start working on them, they won't get stressed when
yeah.
because they won't
Well,
be stuck at the end doing them.
well, what we'll do is we'll show them how to do that, and then they can, because some people in here might be new quilters, and
Yep.
for them to go ahead and just do it on their own, they may not feel comfortable with it. So, but we'll make sure we cover. Okay, there's 3 of them.
You're coming along with those blocks. They look great.
Thanks. Now I wonder what's my next one. It's called this. Oops. I just ripped my page. It's the spider block. I hadn't heard of the spider block before.
Nora,
Anybody hear of that before? The spider block?
no, I have it.
I know. Maybe because it looks like it goes all over the place.
You need to go shoo. What were you doing in here?
This is the spider block that we're going to be doing. It's on page 38. And it gives us our cutting directions. I haven't pulled that out yet. The block. This will be our last block for today that we're doing. I got a batik. Can you believe that? I used to really have a lot of batiks, but and I store them in baggies and I mark them what they are. Like this is block 16. I put spider and then I'll cross it out and write a different block in later on down the road. So I would do this. I'm going to open this up and look at my fabric and see what I have here. Okay. I have 1 6.5 of the background and one of the, oh, I said the wrong color, wrong size, 6.25, but I have it in the color that I'm doing too. I didn't have this blue, anything that looked like the purplish blue, so I went with this instead. So this one is one, it's the new tech, we haven't done this yet. It's the 8 at a time. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to mess it up probably. No, I'm going to press this a little bit because it's been folded. Okay, I needed to know if you guys like that we did the camera like this, or would you prefer?
I think I love it because I can see what you're doing. This is the first time, and since you started, that I can actually see what you're doing.
Oh, good. No, well, that's the thing, is that we're doing the teaching of it, so we want them to be able to see. Okay, so I am going to move my finished blocks out over here. And okay, I put these 2 together, these 2 blocks, because this will do my 8. So let's just do an 8. And for the 8, I hope you can see this good. I put a couple of pins in, and I think you should before you pick it up to sew, because it could, move around. All I did was I used 2 different markers, so I knew I could see it. I went and took my ruler corner to corner and I drew a diagonal line, turned it, did it again. Okay. And basically at first, that's all you need to really know to do. But I did it in red because red for me represents that I'm going to end up cutting it when I'm done. These you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on both sides. You're actually making an X, corner to corner. Then once you get your X done, you can go over here, and it's right down the smack in the middle. You can see right where that is. It almost makes a square right in here. Now you can wait and do this part when you're ready to cut. But if you wanted to mark this, you can. You can mark it here. You can mark it here. But just for the sake of not confusing, I would do the X. And then after you do your stitching, then we can do the cutting if you want. That's just a thought. So I'm gonna put this over this way. I am gonna look at this. Now this one, remember, we're not sewing around the perimeters. So I'm just lining this up nice. Oh, I got a sore on the side of my tongue. I don't know why. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to use the color that I said that I used. This lets me know that this is going to be my cutting line, but I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch on each side. And if I didn't get my ruler placed just perfect, I can place it better when it's on under the needle. Okay.
Hey, speaking of under the needle, did you see Shonda by any chance?
No, because she was going a different day than I did.
Oh,
and
okay.
I wanted to see her. Yeah, she was going a different time. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew on this side. You can sew on either side, but I'm going to sew on this side. And I am just going to put my presser foot down at this point because this is I want my presser foot for my 1/4 inch. I know that this is my 1/4, remember? I'm going to sew, follow along the edge of that line. And if you have that tape, you could do it with that. But I have my needle at a scant, so it's not going to line up exactly with this. Okay. Now you can raise your needle up. You can either cut your thread or pull your thread out a little bit, bring it back under, and you're going to line up and you're going to go back again. And you'll be on the left side, but it's going to be the opposite. And you're going to go on down. Now, you're making different size triangles, half square triangles will depend, the size will depend on the blocks, the 2 blocks that you have. That will determine how big your triangles end up being, which all your patterns tell you what size that they want you to cut those squares. Okay, now I'm just doing the same exact thing I did on the one corner to corner, and I'm getting ready to complete the X. And I'm going to line that up. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then we're going to do the 2 at a time. again. And yes, that's what they want us to do, the 2 at a time. Now, this is, you don't want to move. This is a rotating mat, works so good, or a small mat. You don't want to move this once you've cut. That's the most important. So I'm lining this up. Let's make sure I get that up there. Now, if your seam isn't exactly the 1/4 inch, don't worry about it there. And when you're cutting, you can cut with scissors if you want. Okay. Now it's slightly moved just a little bit, so I just kind of put it back together. But you can't see with my thread because I have light thread, but I can literally put it right there in the corner, right in that box. And then if I make sure it's square here, now I'm going to cut going this way. I'm going to pick up my ruler. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm lining up this line with this cut and this down here and looking to see if that's in the middle. Okay, ta-da. And that gives us 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see. So I will open these up. I'll press them and then we'll trim them. Oh, I want to, before I trim these, I'll press them, but we'll do the 2 at a time, which we've done, but. Okay. And I'm pressing towards the color, just so you can see. And when you press, especially because you're on a bias, I'll do it with a finger. See how I'm kind of going up here in the middle and then I'm going out? It's so I'm not stretching the bias. Okay. Now I'm getting warm. I had a sweater on because I was it was a little cool, but I'm ready. Okay. So I have this, and this will get squared up. I'm going to do, maybe I should do the squaring up so that, no, they're all going to be the same size. They're still going to be at 2.5. Because of I'm reading directions. That's the best thing to do.
Hello to the girls or us.
2.5. Hi. Okay, let's see if here they are. Okay, 2 at a time. Batiks, it didn't matter what size I did it on. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it this. I'm not marking it this time, but you can mark the middle line so you know where to start. But I got my line. So I'm actually putting this on that dark line. They gave us enough leeway on the half square triangles. It's the strip piecing. They aren't very nice to us. Okay. Put my needle down. I'm double checking. Okay. I'll cut these apart down the middle. All these will be trimmed to 2.5 also. So that's weird. Why did I end up with the same color? Oh no, it is supposed to be the same color. I'm looking at the wrong page. I'm looking at the other page. We're doing the spider. Black 16. That's why they're all the same color. Now, if there's anything that you all would like us to do different or explain more, anything like that, just say. We're not going to have our feelings hurt because this is a teaching time.
The girls RS says it looks awesome.
Oh, thank you. So I'm just going to trim all this up to 2.5. Yeah, it's the trimming up that can take a little bit of time.
I really hope people like mine.
I liked what you were doing.
Because I'm using that dark background instead.
You got to be different. I mean, it's nice to be different, to have something different. I liked it in your blocks. And the most important thing is do you like it?
I don't know until it all goes together because it's the first time I'm doing a non-traditional background. But I've never done one, and I've been wanting to do a dark background. So we'll see what happens. One thing I don't have to worry about is anything bleeding onto white.
That's true.
Not that I'm all that worried about it, because I know that if I ever, if and when I wash the stuff, I just need to use vinegar and cold water and it should be fine.
Yeah.
Because that's what my mama would have done. And it always works. She used to tell me, she says, don't wash anything that bleeds in hot water because it will make it bleed.
Oh, yeah. The Right Way says, hi, Cheri, Katie, and friends. I have been listening in, lurking.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been at QuiltCon, Janice. It would have been great, but I'm grounded right now.
Yep.
Unfortunately. I have to, hopefully things will be settled down where I can come next year.
Okay. Next year they're gonna have Atlanta.
Yep, which is right up the road from where my son is.
Ah.
So
Atlanta is not bad, but the airport is.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly in. I'll fly into Jacksonville like I always do, and I'll just drive up there. Because then I can just go by and say, I'm gonna take Blaze. Well, Thomas might want to go too, but I definitely want to take Blaze with me to QuiltCon.
I wonder Yeah, that'd be good. There was kids
because
there.
he's interested in sewing.
Is it? I'm wondering
Yeah,
how difficult it is to get there from the airport or traveling around, because I know that it's tough around Atlanta.
yeah. The highways. Oh my God,
I know. We took
6 lanes,
RFA.
and it's the most freaking experience.
I
But
wouldn't. I wouldn't be driving. I'd be Ubering and taxiing or something.
because
Well, I wouldn't.
I have to skirt Atlanta going to Thomas's. But going back, the GPS takes me in a different way where you don't even skirt Atlanta. It's weird.
Wow.
But
Well,
yeah,
we traveled in the RV. I think that's the last time we traveled. And instead of going around Atlanta like we meant to do, we didn't. And oh my Lord, talk about scary.
yeah, those 6 lanes are frightening, especially when you got semi trucks in like 3 of them. And if you're not careful, you get boxed in between them, and it is scary as hell. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, what was I thinking? And I've only ever skirted Atlanta like that maybe 3 times. I was on my way to the first time I did it. I was on my way up to a Shunson show, and you had to travel right next to Atlanta to get to where the Shunson show was at. And I'm like, oh my God.
Now I didn't see Jessica, but I guess she was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She showed the audience, like from up in the balcony there, but she didn't see her around. She didn't mingle with anybody that I know of, so she wasn't at the meet and greet.
The girl says Atlanta Airport is pretty busy. Yeah, yes. But a great city, and yes, there is so much traffic there, and things can be far apart. And then, hey, Denise, she's saying hello to everyone.
Hi. Well, you guys will sure know how to square up and trim half square triangles. I have this one and one more. Double checking there.
Hey, Happy, did you get an email about your gift card? Because I forgot to ask if you saw the email or not. I saw Jess and Cynthia in a video, says Denise.
I saw Cynthia. She could have gone when I left. Got there because we left in the afternoon yesterday.
Hey, did they put more seating around the outer perimeter of the
yes.
walls this go around?
So nice. There were couches and chairs and soft.
Oh, that's nice, because when we went in 2024, there was no seating in the outer perimeters.
Oh yeah, it was nice. And they had tables, down in the food court, but then up on the upper floors, they had a section on the third floor that had a table set up so people could eat up there too.
Oh, cool.
So I think they had it very much so planned out a lot better than they had. Wasn't last year was their first year in Raleigh, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives them just reorganizing here and cleaning up so I can get my block together here. And we'll be finished up. the next block that we're going to be working on, which I had wrote down, is 17, 18, 19, and 20. That is the wild goose or wild geese. Still going with what we're doing, basically. Baby bird, maple leaf, split 9 patch, eccentric star. We could even do probably, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We probably could get the eccentric star and save the monkey wrench. Goes a little different, but just, whatever you want to cut out. Okay, so I'm looking at my book again on page 38 in the upper left-hand corner, and I am going to place these. Well, I guess I don't have to even say upper left-hand corner. I can go into the diagram. I'm going to place them in the direction that they should be, and then I'm going to double check. So this is 3 blocks, top row, second row,
Shanice said she was hoping to see Lynn.
I saw Lynn from Soft Squares. Yeah, she was at the meet and greet part. Now, this is interesting. Why do I have 1 extra? Oh, probably because it just works out that way. I needed 6. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to have an extra 1. Now, just look at your picture and make sure you got it. I can see a pinwheel here. Then this. Pinwheel here, pinwheel here. I think I've got it. And I'm ready to sew. Now, this is where I'm going to move these aside a little bit. And again, second one over top. Now listen, you want to be careful because we're going to match our diagonals. So you can pick this one up. Keep in mind where it is, that you've got to go in the right way of what the seam's going to be. And sometimes you just can pin it to know. Now, this is how I match it up. I look here, make sure it matches here. I can put a pin. I like to pin this direction because then I don't have to take out my pin. And that should pretty well match up, hopefully. Yep, looks like it does. So that now I'm going to lay that back down the way it should be. I'm double checking this, make sure I didn't move it. Why did I? I'm double checking myself because that one got turned. I might have turned it with my arm. Okay. So this one, match this one up. The diagonals are at the top, and I always pull it back and make sure that I can line it up. Doesn't look like it wants to be as lined up as it should. Could have been the way I trimmed it too. Play around with it just a little bit. Okay. And this is where I said the pinwheels aren't my friend. This will be a pinwheel. Okay, so I'm laying it right back the way it should be, picking this one up. Don't be afraid to double check yourself, triple check. Okay, so I put that there so I know that this is my seam side so that I can move it around in my hands. Okay.
Hi, Lisa.
And put that. Hi, Lisa. Okay, ready to sew. We're on our way. Now, whether or not this will sew over that little hump again, I don't know. I hope so. Yes, it did. I'm just lifting my presser foot up a little bit so it doesn't make that diagonal flip. Okay, that part's done there. Okay, and I'm going to open these up, but when I open them up, I'm also going to check again, make sure I have them going the right way. One can go this way. This one, I'll flip this way. This one gets flipped this way. And I'm also checking on my book to make sure that I have sewn these two rows together. So I'm going to pick this up here, lay it on top of this one. And I am going to, again, I just prefer it. A lot of people can web these together and keep their blocks sewn. But in this situation, I like to be able to kind of maneuver them around. So it's easier for me. So I'm flipping this and over top of this, picking this up, flipping it. There you go. So, because see, this is what I do. I like to pick up and place, manipulate it again. And keep my fingers there. So, yeah, if I put my pin this way, I can go ahead and sew. It keeps the seam, the diagonal lined up, but it doesn't sew over the pin. And then I'm just going to make sure I have it lined up here pretty good here too.
Lisa says, uh-oh, I'm a couple blocks behind, but I've got fabric cut.
It doesn't matter. You'll catch up. You have to just enjoy doing what you're doing. And getting your fabric cut, that's good. I'm going to have to cut some more. I know that. Okay, again, I placed my pin here so I know that this is my seam, my side I'm going to sew on. It's just the way it works for me in my brain. It might work. Somebody else might have a different way that they want to do it. These pins are hard to pick up from that sewing machine bed. Okay, here we go again. Just inching it or sliding it as I go a little bit just to get lined up where I want. Okay, and I'm not putting a pen down here because I already know that this is what I'm going to do. Now, if anyone feels like you cut your, I'm still going to do the process. But if anybody feels that they want to start on any of these that we're going to do next week, you can, because it's basically, it's the same half square triangles. Even if you just want to make your half square triangles, you could. But I will start and do it as the beginning. Okay, so now I finger press this so that it's at least. Okay, you can put it here. Okay, let's see. So now we're just going to match this up. And I'm going to cut this in down here again. And I just, again, I'm getting this little matched up here, making sure I'm pretty level there. You can, okay, let's try a clip. I'm going to put a clip there. And go here. Making sure there. Checking this. It will either turn out nice or it will be not nice to me. Okay, but I am going to put a pin here because that's 2 diagonals. And on 2 diagonals, I always pin. There's no diagonal there, so. Okay, I'm putting my finger down here because I want to hold that seam. I prefer a pin. See, it wants to be, that's a thick seam for it to go over, so sometimes it will push. I'm going to put my finger down there. Yeah, sometimes it'll push the seam when you're sewing, or when you pin, it doesn't. Okay, let's see how it turned out. If it's going to be good, or later I will redo it. Oh, it's good enough. Someone might want to, well, once I press it. Now see, this is little seams. I'll probably go over this seam again because see how, look at this, how it bounced in on me. So all I have to do, and it'll do that with those bulkier seams. Remember, that's the one I said I had a hard time getting over it. Just go back over it and get your 1/4 inch. You might want to press them open. Okay, now I'm going to lay this here, do my last one, and we're done.
Lisa says she likes the bracelet on your right wrist, Cheri.
I made that, Lisa. I made it. I'll show you here in a sec. I had fun. I did, you know how you can get those upholstery samples and that? Someone gave me some, and I thought, oh, I think I'll do something. I let that be the base. I gotta get this pin in here good first. And then I had felt behind it. Then I started layering my fabrics that I wanted to do, and I just kind of played as I went along. But let me see. I put the little elastic cord. I sewed that in the back. I'll show you. And then I put a button in for the closure. This was some embroidery I had, and I put a little button in there because that just fit. A few beaded and couched some of the beading in. Oh, I'm showing you the upside down. Then I thought, oh, I'm going to do a heart, lace, heart. This fabric had outline of this pattern, so I just stitched it. And then I did a blanket stitch all the way around. And then this is the back. And I did another piece, and I didn't worry about, no one's going to really see that other than you guys all. To cover up all the stitching that I did. But this was cute. I liked it. It was fun to, it was fun to do. I always want to put it on upside down though. I think it'd be neat to do a thin one and do a choker. There. I have to let you guys know the 70s are back. 70s are back in style, color, everything. I saw that at QuiltCon. Okay, this is it. Last seam. And I'm going to raise my presser foot just to get that pin out now. I wanted to get close enough. Now this one might do the same thing as the other one and bounce in. They can do that. So sometimes when you're doing pinwheels, check and your seam didn't seem quite right. Check and see if that seam bounced in when you were sewing it. Okay, let's see. Oh, good enough. Okay, press it. I don't remember what order these were in.
They're pretty, Cheri.
Oh, thanks. I think they turned out cute. Let me see. I'm going to move my
They
camera.
look great.
There. Now you can see. Thank you.
They look wonderful.
Well, as long as they're, hey, they're coming out pretty close. This one needs to be trimmed. Oh, but it matches pretty good there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, we thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, wait. Lisa says that she saw Karen Carpenter and she wore wide-legged pants. They were in. Remember the gauchos in the 70s that came mid-calf or something? They got the gaucho style, but they're going almost to the floor, like the ankle. I saw
Kind of like the ones you saw on Big Valley, what that Audra would wear when she was riding horses.
Yeah, and I even saw like a bell-bottom pants with the ruffle on the bottom of each leg.
Kind of the 60s style.
Yeah, and a lot of people was taking jackets and doing patchwork on it and everything. a young and old. And I have to let you know, purple and pink hair is in.
Yay!
So,
I'll probably come back from Denmark with purple in my hair.
oh, all right. Let me see.
Everywhere there's white, just going to be purple instead.
I did answer Lisa's question. She was the one wanting to know about the bracelet, huh?
Yep.
Okay, thanks for the demo. You're welcome. And we'll continue on next week. And if you have any questions, yes, I saw them too, except I didn't see Jess. So you guys have a good evening, and thank you for staying with us. Now remember, this one here, you're going to have an extra one. Don't let it throw you off that you have an extra one. So good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Let me see. I got to go off of 2.